What up guys, it's Dragon Ball for Life here today, and I'm back with another video. Now today's video we're going to be talking about Season 6 of Cobra Kai, the final season. Now I know the trailer and the announcement about this being the last season came out a couple of days ago, and I'm a couple of days late, but it doesn't really matter in the end of the day because I don't think most of you guys care, like when it comes out or whatever. Now before I get into this video, I do want to say rest in peace to Slick Goku. I did put up a post earlier and I didn't mention it in my last two videos. I don't know why. I just felt like, it wasn't the right time and stuff. But yeah, I didn't know Slick Goku personally. I've seen some of his videos. I wasn't really a fan of his videos, but that doesn't mean that, I don't feel bad for what happened. I mean, he was a young guy and he was a Dragon Ball YouTuber also, so I feel a little bit of a connection in that regard. And it's just a sad situation that, he lost life. I don't know what happened, but I just heard that he died. And I was really shocked. I was like, really? Damn, that sucks. So yeah, big shout out to Slick Goku, and rest in peace to him too. So now let's get into this discussion about season 6 of Cobra Kai. Now, Season 5 was amazing. I love Season 5, but my feelings about Season 5 was it's a fun season, it's a cool season, but they kind of did go a little bit overboard, and we're at a point where it's like, where else can you go from this point on? And even though, it kind of sucks that they're like, the next season is going to be the last season, it's kind of a bittersweet feeling because let's be honest, it's going to run its course if it goes any more than one more season. Let's be honest. I mean, we had Terry Silver get caught, go back to, go actually to prison. We had John Kreese break out and fake his death. And then we had this new character Kim take over the Cobra Kai dojo. And now they're doing basically a world martial arts tournament. They're literally having a world arc tournament, which is crazy to think, but yeah, they've gone to the highest that they possibly can. So if they were to go past this and go more seasons, it will just get nonsensical and people will just end up not liking it. And so like in that regard, it's kind of a bittersweet situation. It's good because it's like, well, at least they're not running the course, they're not ruining it, they're not overdoing it and taking an extended amount of time, extended amount of seasons. And on top of it, it's already kind of reached an insane climax. I mean, we had Tyrone Willie getting his fingers cut off with a katana. We had Chosen being slashed and nearly killed. We had Kreese faking his death by getting shanked, which I actually thought he died, which I guess I'm an idiot for thinking that because most people that I saw reacting to it knew pretty quickly. I guess I was the only dumbass that, couldn't tell that. But he had that and he broke out. And it's like, how many times can this asshole fake his death? Like, let's be honest. And then her taking over and then this world tournament stuff, it has gotten to the highest degree to the point where it's kind of getting on the lines of complete craziness, and it's never good to go over the board and jump the shark like how Fonzie did, because that always ruins the show, and it's better to end it early off no matter how much you love it. Now I have absolutely loved Cobra Kai. It's for years now, it's been my favorite TV show. Now there's definitely top tier TV shows out there like The Boys and stuff, but it's just been my favorite for a while now, and definitely will be cemented as one of my top 10 favorite shows of all time. I wouldn't put it as number one, but it's definitely in the top 10 category, and it's just a great show. But it's it needs to end, and I want it to end properly. And I do want to talk about the ending, what direction they can go in and what I personally would want to see. Now my direction will not be the same as most other people, maybe not even most people's, but these are just my opinion. But yeah, it kind of sucks, but it's also a good thing because, like I said, you don't want to overdo it. So it's kind of like, a double-edged sword in that case, in that regard. But yeah, seeing that, it kind of made me sad, but it was also got me excited and hyped. Now, the last two seasons came out quite fast. I know Cobra Kai, the thing about it was, like, the first season came out, then the second season took like a decent amount of time, and then between the second to the third, it was like maybe 2.5 years, because they got like the YouTube Red. It was on YouTube Red, and they basically canceled it, and then Netflix picked it up, which is like, YouTube Red made the dumbest decision right there. Like, it was the biggest show on the thing. The only reason people were watching that bullshit or paying for the subscription, I didn't. I illegally pirated. Any smart person should do that. If you guys do it, definitely pirate anything, especially anime. Fuck Crunchyroll. They can suck our dicks. that was their biggest thing, and they just let it go. I felt like they dropped the ball, and Netflix for once didn't fuck up, and they actually did a smart choice, not only picking it up but actually doing some good stuff with it. But yeah, it took quite a bit of time from that, and then season 3 and 4 came out quite fast. Not 3 and 4, 4 and 5 came out quite fast. It was like within a year or less than a year. So I'm assuming that season 6 they want to probably, there's obviously it's only two directions. Either they're gonna do it, the way they did with season 4 and 5, where they do it quick because they just want to wrap it up, or they're gonna take more time because they want to make it as best as possible. Hopefully, it doesn't take an absurd amount of time. Obviously, I think it was Peyton List, who's Tori. She stated that it's kind of weird to be playing these younger characters because they have gotten even older. I mean, they're already past the actual ages of the characters, but they've gotten even older than that. And for them to still be pretending like they're that young and stuff, it doesn't really make sense. So I can kind of see like there was the writing on the walls right there. Now, what do I want to see for the end of this, the show? Well, there's many things. There's obviously a couple things they need to tie up, but season 5 they kind of basically tied up a lot of the other stuff that we wanted to see, like Johnny and Daniel be working together. We saw Chosen. We got an interaction between Chosen, Johnny, Daniel, and Mike Barnes, which I absolutely love that. I think that was crazy. I love, Chosen, Johnny, and Mike Barnes having a similar style of aggressiveness and, just attack them. And I think that was just, funny. That was cool. They basically had everybody, from the Cobra Kai series, except for Mr. Miyagi, who, Pat Moriarty, died like in early 2000s, so they couldn't really do that. So I'm pretty sure at that point they had everybody that they could show through the past, and they didn't leave out a single person, not even one person. So yeah, I think that was pretty cool that they did that. And they had, Robbie and Miguel's story, wrapping up, him being friends with them, all of the kids being good friends, everybody being good friends, being like, hey, fuck these guys are assholes. And then also being like, hey, Cobra Kai, exposing their asses, and then everybody like, fuck this shit, I'm out. There was a few that stayed, obviously, but even like, an asshole like, I forgot what his name is. What's that big Asian dude's name? He's such a fucking dick. I forgot what his name is. I'm just gonna call him Dickhead. Dickhead, he was like, man, this is some bullshit, and he just left. I was surprised, if I'm being honest. I didn't expect him to be like, fuck this. Kenny, definitely, I think he's still a little sour. Hopefully they're gonna make amends with him and Daniel's son. And Daniel's son doing a little bit more. He was helping out towards the final battle. But what I really, really want to see, and one thing that, I was hoping that was gonna happen last season, but it didn't, or not last season, but 2 seasons ago, but it didn't. And last season they were going to do a little more for the person. And I feel like this person definitely deserves this, is Robbie Keane. Now, I know a lot of people don't like Robbie Keane. Maybe at this point, people have less hatred for him. I remember early on in the seasons, people despised him as a character. They were dick riding, Miguel. They're on his nuts, on, Hawk's nuts. And I get it. He's the main character, and that's his friends and stuff. But Robbie was also a main character. He was like the second main character. And personally, I just think Robbie's story was a lot more interesting. And I was more sympathetic to him not having a dad there. And, I have had a dad, so I'm not in his situation, but I can still sympathize with it, and I can sympathize with Miguel being bullied. But let's be honest, what is more deep? Him not having his father there and being a delinquent and, trying to learn to be a better person, or some kid who was just some nerd who got bullied and then, became an asshole because he learned how to fight for once. That isn't that entertaining. There's really not much you can go into that. There's not much depth there, let's be honest. So Robbie had a lot of depth, and he had a lot of development. He had a lot of changes and stuff, and he fluctuated. But I think out of all the characters, he's been the most well-written. He's been the most, realistically written, and he's had the most reasonable switch up. I would say, Miguel's switch up to being back to a nice kid was kind of weird. Hawk's one was one of the worst. I'm happy that he turned to be good, but like he just went from like breaking Dimitri's arm to be like, oh, he's getting fucked up? Let me fuck up these guys now. Like that just felt weird. Tori's one was also a little kind of weird, but his one, it took some time, and after seeing the Kenny thing, which was very emotional. That was a beautiful scene with him and Johnny. That was just chef's kiss. It was amazing. But we see all this, and still they've been dogging my boy fucking Robbie Keane. They've been destroying him. Like, I thought he was gonna have a little more. The first season he lost to Miguel in the All Valley tournament. I was like, okay, that's fine. It's to build up more. That's okay. That's cool. Then season 2, he really didn't do much. He beat Hawk, but Hawk at that point wasn't really that like, you know, top level. And then he got his ass beat by Miguel again. If Miguel didn't like let him go, he would have lost. Then he did that thing with kick him off the rail, which made people hate him even more. And then season 3, he was season 3 the one where they did the tournament? No. Season 3, you know, he had him barely shown in season 3. We had him in the prison getting his ass beat. Like, I get it, he was getting kind of jumped at some points, but still, this motherfucker knew karate and he was just getting his ass whooped. He looked like an amateur. Like, so he was getting his ass whooped there. He barely was shown in that season. Then we had season 4 where we had the tournament, and now he ends up losing to Hawk or Eli, and I was like, okay, I wanted him to win, but they gave it to Hawk. Then season 5 came around, and nothing really happened besides him fighting against Miguel again, and once again, 100% Miguel won. So at this point, definitively Miguel is stronger than Robbie, which I hate to admit, but I'm going to admit it. He was definitely stronger than him. So we had that. And I asked you guys, even if you're not a Robbie fan, you got to be honest with me. Let's be honest, he's been getting, you know, shafted throughout the series. He's been getting screwed over. We need him to get at least a single dub. Even the fucking Tanner Buchanan, the main actor of the character, has stated himself that I wanted him to win. He wanted to win in season 4, but he lost. He's like, god damn. But like, give the fucker some shit. Like, god damn. Season 1, he loses in the tournament to, you know, Miguel. Season 2, he gets his ass beat by Miguel and gets like a victory because he let his guard down. Season 3, he's barely shown at all. And then he gets his ass beat in prison. Season 4, he loses the fucking tournament. And then, you know, season 5, he fights Miguel, barely does anything, and gets his ass beat again. And season 6 is the last season. So he has to do something at this point. If they have him not do anything, or let's say, you know, Miguel wins the tournament or Hawk, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to riot. I'm going to riot like how they did when, you know, in ECW when, you know, John Cena was going to win. They're like, we're going to fucking riot if you make him win. So that's how I would feel about it. They need to give him a win. Even the actor's like, come on, man. At this point, this is his last chance. Give him something. You made it definitively clear that you know Miguel is superior to him. You had Hawk beat him, even though he beat Hawk in season 2 pretty easily. So give him fucking something. The biggest dub this asshole has gotten is beating Kenny. Yes, beating fucking Kenny, a 9-year-old like child. This kid, he's beating up a fucking little kid, who. You know, no offense to Tanner, he's pretty short dude anyway, but Kenny's even shorter. So he's beating a guy half his size, way younger than him. It's like, and barely any experience. Like, no shit, he's gonna fuck him up. So it's like, you're telling me his biggest accomplishment is he fucked up Kenny, a child? I can fuck up 10 children. What the fuck is that all about? So that was bullshit. So give him something. At least give him this final tournament. He lost both the All Valley tournaments. Give him the final tournament, please. You already had Eli/Hawk has had his moment, and you know Miguel has had enough moments. Give him something. If you don't, I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm sorry, but I love the show. But if that's the direction they go in, like he doesn't win, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be pissed, and I'm gonna be mad at the season finale or series finale in this case, because he hasn't gotten a win. He's been getting screwed over. He's been getting shafted. And even if you don't like him, you got to be like, okay, come on, give him something. You know, especially towards the end. So I feel like they've been, you know, dogging him too much. And now he's the purely good character, and I think a lot of people like him a lot more than what he was when he first came in. Though I never really had a problem with him. But yeah. With that being said, I just want him to win it in the ending. Let's be honest, like that's the only thing I want. I'm not asking for much. I'm just saying, give him the final dub. Let him win the world tournament thingy. Let him be happy a little. If he loses this again, then it's gonna be like, what the fuck was the point of him? He just came here to get his ass whooped every time. Especially with all the training he had. He had all the training from Miyagi-Do, Cobra Kai, and now he should be getting trained by Johnny. He should be fucking like lethal. You don't need to make him the strongest, but at least still make him a top tier guy and win something. Because if he doesn't, it's like, what's the point? And if that's the case, I will be making a video, you know, like how you see all these, you know, video essays about, oh, how this character was misused, or how this character was screwed over, or this character was the most, you know, underrated. That's what I'll do. I'll make a video about that, how they kind of screwed him over. So they have to give him this win. I've given them every chance, like, okay, it's fine. This is the last time. No more. You have no more fucking chances. Give me this shit. Just give me this one win. If he wins the tournament, I'm happy. I don't care what happens the rest of the show because at this point they wrapped up basically pretty well in season 5. So just give him it. Just give him his, what he needs. Just give him the win. That's all I'm asking for. Like I said, he's lost every time. And if they do this, then it's like, well, you built him up to be like the second main character, all this and this powerful, just to lose to everybody, and not do anything. It's like, what's his purpose then? Like literally, he's done is beating up Kenny twice. Wow, congratulations, you fucked up a kid. There's nothing to be proud of that. So that's just my little rant there. Sorry if I ranted a little bit. I just want that to happen. But yeah, this last season is gonna be pretty dope. I can't wait to watch it and do a review on it as a whole, do videos on it. Definitely Cobra Kai is still gonna be talked about for like years after. Definitely, not only is this one of the best, sequels to a series, either a TV show series or a movie series, it is the best. It's just the best. It's so well written. Because usually modern day, Hollywood lazy assholes, they're all just like, let's just take some old IP and then just revamp it and be lazy. But this one, they showed love, dedication, and care to it, and that's something that you don't usually see when it comes to movies or TV shows that do this. But they did it a lot for this, and I think that's something that's very commendable and something very unique that most haven't done. It's like Terminator 2. It did something that most movies don't do, where it has a sequel better than the original, and that's what this did. It went from a great movie franchise, but expanded upon it even better and did great. And I just want it to end very well. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for next time.